presented by Champion Barbecue Supply, starts now.
Hello everyone, and welcome to week 9 of the Blitz, brought to you by Champion Barbecue Supply. After tonight, every team will have district belts games under their belts. Now originally we were going to go to Tascosa here, but the weather in the area has wreaked havoc on all of our plans. So instead we'll head back to last night where Paladaro hosted Plainview. And the Dons flipping into the stadium here, ready to go. We're going to pick it up after forcing a 3-and-out. This is the first play of the game for the Dons. Deuce Reese with a shovel pass to Eric Mims Jr. Finds the edge. A nice hurdle there over some defenders. And then he is gone as he outruns everyone to the end zone. The Dons strike fast to take the lead. Then, on the ensuing drive, Seth Mayberry. He's going to fire this one deep to Jordan Porter. He's going to get down inside the 5, but the defense would hold him to a field goal. Later in the first now, Raymond Johnson. He's going to take this one to the right, cuts it back the other way, and he'll rumble ahead for a big first down. Next play, Reese with the quick hitter out to Darian Lewis. And once I find him, he's going to sprint on ahead. He's going to take this one down to all the way about the 6-yard line. Then a few plays later now, Johnson going to finish what he started as he'll fight his way across the goal line. Let's go ahead and check the scoreboard here. As you can see, it was all Paladaro and all Amarillo High, both those games last night. Then on tonight's games, Tascosa trails at the half, late start on that one. Caprock wins their second in a row with the big win over Lubbock High. All right, now we'll head north up to Dumas, where the Demons were hosting Hereford. We're going to pick it up on the opening drive for Dumas. They're going for it on 4th down. Colton Mills, he's going to shuffle here out of some pressure, launches it deep to Blake Robinson. What a catch. That's in for a touchdown for the Demons. Then on the ensuing drive, Bennett Bell, he's going to look to answer here for the Herd. He's going to take a shot deep, but overthrows his receiver. That's going to be intercepted by Luis Balbuena. And he has a nice return here. He's going to get it down into the 20. That would lead to our touchdown, but our Photog would miss it. So now it's 14-0 Dumas. A few possessions later, Dumas driving again. Not a clean exchange. That's a fumble. Hereford recovers and takes over. But then on the next play, Bell looking to take advantage. Just gets that pass off there, but that one's going to be picked off again by Robinson. And the Demons with some great field position. And they would take advantage. Mills going to find Robinson on the screen. He's going to dart his way through traffic, runs through a couple arm tackles, and then he is free for another score. Let's check out the scoreboard here. As you can see, Hereford falls to Dumas. Well, it's a big win for Canyon on the road against Pampa. A couple more scores for you as Estacado leads over Borger, and it's Levelland who leads on top of Perryton in a close one. Well, that wraps up the first quarter of the Blitz. We still have a whole lot more to come, including our game of the week. Stay tuned. You're watching the Blitz. Welcome back to the second quarter of the Blitz. It's now time for our game of the week, brought to you by Aqua One. This week we're going to head out to Canyon, where both West Plains and Randall are off to great starts. Both teams at 6-1 on the season, and they're both unbeaten in district play. It's also a traveling trophy game with the Duke Cowboy hat on the line, as well as first place in the district. It's the Crosstown Showdown, but this one wouldn't kick off until 9 o'clock. Thanks, Rain. We'll head out to Happy State Bank Stadium.
Game of the week, presented by Aqua One.
All right, and after a short warm-up, the teams would take the field. We're going to pick it up with West Plains on the ball, with the ball in their first drive. Reed Macon, he's going to find Cage Schneider open. The junior tight end makes the catch, picking up a first down. That'll move the sticks. A few plays later, Macon with the handoff to Slade Russell. And he's going to take that one right up the gut for the game's first touchdown, 7-0 Wolves. Randall's first possession, Cason Benton with the keeper on 3rd and long. But the Wolves defense will force him out of bounds to force the punt. Then it's Macon with the handoff to Alex Lucero. And he'll pick up a tough first down. Now Dan Sherwood's hoping his defense can make a stop here. But then it's going to be Macon with the keeper. And he just gets across the goal line. Let's go ahead and check the scoreboard here. As you can see, West Plains with a huge lead, not even halftime, 49-7. All right, now Bushland is hosting Shallow Water. What a beautiful sunset there on the opening kickoff. Rylan Brown going to field it on the run. He has a wedge, gets through it, then has a seam. He's going to cut this one back inside, and then he is gone. He would take it all the way back. Mustangs take the lead. Bushland looking to respond now, and they're going for it on 4th down. Cannon Avon going to find Jenner King, and he'll fight ahead just at the sticks to pick up the first down. But now it's 4th down again later in the drive. Avon, he's going to roll out here, fires it to Colton Strickland. Looks like he's in for the touchdown, but they say he was short, so that's a turnover on downs. So now the Mustangs on the march. Cooper Martin finds Logan Wynn underneath, and he'll weave his way to the end zone. That would increase Shallow Water's lead. But back would come the Falcons. Avon, he's going to find King on the bubble screen. He's got some blocks, and then he just sidesteps some defenders there, and that would spring him. He'd take that one to the house to get the Falcons on the board. Let's go ahead and check out the scoreboard here. And it's a close one. Shallow Water just edges out Bushland 28-26, but we'll keep it in the district and head over to River Road, where the Wildcats were hosting Dalhart. We're going to pick it up on the opening possession for Dalhart. Hunter Trussler going to roll out, finds Talon Garcia, and he'll jet ahead for a first down. Then a few plays later, Trussler with a lot of time in the pocket. He's going to take a shot deep, finds Cash Schneiderjan wide open for the score. Dalhart takes the lead. Ensuing drive, Ryan Essera, he's looking to respond. He's going to float that one up, but it's going to be picked off by Cole James, and the Wolves, they'll get this one past midfield. So now it's 4th down on the ensuing drive. And Trussler, he's going to just go out to Garcia there for the first down, and that would move the sticks. Later in the drive now, Trussler, he would keep this one on the RPO and glides in the end zone for another score. They're threatening again on the next drive. Jacob Olvera fights his way across the goal line for another Dalhart touchdown. We'll check the scoreboard here, and you can see it was all Dalhart in that one, while Slayton over Muleshoe. All right, let's go now out to Highland Park. This was another late start as they were hosting Spearman. Jalen Vasquez is going to find Hudson Swan, and he would take that one in for the score on a nice wet field. Hornets now on the move. Josh Marler goes up to Derek Baker for a nice gain. Later in the drive now, it's Marler up the middle. And he's going to keep fighting, dragging people in with him, and that's going to be a touchdown, but they'd missed the conversion. So now in the second quarter, Vasquez goes to Swan again. That's a big first down on the far side. And a little later now in the drive, Vasquez with plenty of time. Going to get that one away, finds Swan, and he'll work his way into the end zone for another score. Let's check the scoreboard in this one. It was all Spearman there. Panhandle with a big win against Sunray. Then last night, West Texas High with a shutout over Sanford Fritch. Well, that wraps up the second quarter of the Blitz, but we still have a lot of action to come, including the rest of 3A, 2A, and 6-man, as well as your out-of-state scores. Go anywhere, you're watching the Blitz. We're back for the third quarter of the Blitz, and we're going to start in Tulia, where the Hornets still searching for their first district win of the season. They'd have a tough test with Canadian in town. We'll head out to Younger Field. This one had a delay too as well, about an hour. So we're going to pick it up now on the first play from scrimmage. Junior Cervantes, he's going to get the handoff in a huge hole there. Then he is going to make a nice little cut, finds the edge, and he is gone. 75 yards. And in the blink of an eye, Canadian has the lead. So now after Toya would go 4 and out, this is the next Wildcat possession. Wesson Mitchell, he's going to get the ball here. And a nice little juke and run there. Going to get this one, keep going, down to about the 6-yard line. On the ensuing play, Sladen Dickinson, he's going to take that one right up the middle. And another Canadian touchdown midway through the first. Now Jacob Trevino goes to Logan Basario there. And he's not going to get tackled there. He's into the end zone to get the Hornets on the board. But then the extra point would be blocked. And C.J. Jimenez scoops it up. And he's going to take that one all the way back for the 2 points. So they make it 16-6 at this point. Next drive for Canadian. And it's Dickinson up the middle again. Nice stiff arm there. There were still 5.5 left in the first quarter. It's 23-6. Hornets trying to get something started here. Marcus Herrera with another Wildcat sack. And then Hornets would have to punt. Then on the next drive, it's Mitchell. He's going to find Isaac Salines. He would get this one into the end zone. Nice dive there. That'd be 30-6 after 1. Let's check the scoreboard here. And it was all Canadian in that one. Some more scores for you here as we have Stratford over Bovina. Groover with the big win over Vega. These are from last night. Wheeler over Clarendon. Shamrock over Wellington. And some more games from last night. Quanah wins. Then tomorrow, Dimmitt Childress has moved to tomorrow, so that one's going to be a game for tomorrow night. Now back to last night where Happy was at home against Spring Lake Earth. And there's a shot of the Cowboy Corral. All right, we're going to pick it up on the Cowboys' first possession. Creed Cluck. He's going to find Mason Wolf here for a nice gain. But that drive would stall, and they turned the ball over on down. So now the Wolverines with the ball inside the 15. Brian Longario finds Froylan Agundez, and he'd pass it up to Robert Flores. That's a nice play and a touchdown, 8-0 Spring Lake Earth. So now the Cowboys trying to get something going. Keaton Baker up the middle. That's a nice little run for some tough yards, but that drive would stall as well. So now it's Longoria again to Agundez. He's going to take this one around the edge, and then he's just going to keep on going with a lot of green in front of him. That would set up this Agundez play here as he's going to keep it, pulls it down, and he's in for another touchdown. That'd be 14-0 Spring Lake Earth. Late second quarter now. Agundez with a big run gain here. And it's going to be really big as it's going to go all the way to the end zone. We'll head to the scoreboard. And it was Spring Lake Earth with the big win there. LaFours over Groom. We have Headley falling to Motley County. Claude shutting out Will Dorado. Then a couple more games. These are from tonight now. Booker with the win over Boys Ranch. Nazareth over Hart. We have Valley taking down Silverton. Miami leads in the third quarter over Follette. And one more here as Sanjak falls in a close one to Lubbock Christ the King. Now we'll head out for those out-of-state scores. We'll start in Oklahoma, where I think this one was a forfeit win, where Beaver falls 2-0. Then it's Boise City falling to O'Keene. A couple more. We have Backle Forgan with the big win. Hooker with a nice win. And then wrapping up here, we have Texoma falling and Turpin hanging on to win. Now to, this was also last night, Tyrone with the big win over Buffalo. All right, now we'll head over to the Land of Enchantment, where Clovis trails in the second quarter, Portales trails in the third quarter, and we have Clayton with the big lead in the fourth, and then last night, Logan with the big win as well. So now it's time for our Play of the Week, brought to you by Glass Doctor.
Play of the Week, presented by Glass Doctor.
All right, and for that, we go back to last night. This is Paladuro's first play of the game. Deuce Reese with a shovel pass to Eric Mims Jr., hurdling defenders, then outrunning everyone as he led the Dons to their playoff, to clinching a playoff berth. Congrats to Eric Mims and Julius Reese II. And a great play. We'll wrap up the show this time out.
Consideration provided by the following. Band of the Week, presented by ACFCU.
Welcome back to the final quarter of the Blitz. You've just heard from the Randall Rhythm under the direction of Ginger Denny, Patrick Lucas, and Andres Projeto, and Andy Dennick. Band of the Week's brought to you each and every week by ACFCU, so thanks for supporting our local bands, and good luck to all the bands competing tomorrow. Well, it's another big week of college football this week. West Texas A&M will hit the road to take on UT Permian Basin. Then it's the usual triple header here on ABC, starting with Ole Miss heading to Norman to take on Oklahoma. That's followed by Alabama heading to South Carolina. And for the nightcap, the Aggies head to Death Valley to take on LSU. Texas Tech is back at home against Oklahoma State, and the Longhorns are on the road against Mississippi State. Also, it's the final game of the regular season in high school volleyball. West Plain will host Canyon, and will high home as well, with the Randalls at Hereford, and Dumas is at Pampa. Hereford and Dumas both looking for that final playoff spot. Lady Buff volleyball team is home as well as they host UT Dallas. And then game one of the World Series, the Blue Jays take game one. Well, that wraps up week 9 of the Blitz. We hope you have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.